signs an affidavit saying what you wrote or said hurts their feelings, you are indicted federally under a felony. Of course, that'll all be selectively enforced. And you've got in states all over the country, Missouri, Illinois, Michigan, Vermont, of all places, police on the news saying if you criticize Obama, we're going to arrest you. We have mainstream newscasts we play here all the time. I'm not going to play it again. If you don't believe me, fine. Suck your thumb and just think it's made up. The point is, sit there in a straitjacket, sucking your thumb in a mental institution. We live in reality here, and those of you telling us that we're crazy, I keep getting emails every day, and I see it all over YouTube and Google when I just happen to be surfing for videos and news and clips. I'm being attacked saying I'm a liar. The Obama deception is a lie. Obama doesn't want our guns. What planet are you people from? It's like when we say we don't want the North American Union, and it's all over Canadian, British. The President Bush has press conferences admitting we're under the North American Union, and then news articles get written about myself and Lou Dobbs and others making fun of us, saying it doesn't exist. They would tell people that for 40 years in Europe, that the euro didn't exist, and now it's all declassified and public that they set it up in 1957. And there is a European Union. And by the way, when I say that, listeners, I'm not joking for informed people. There are actual folks out there that say the EU doesn't exist. This is the level of denial that they are living in. And so they've introduced a new bill, another bill to restrict free speech we're going to get to later. And I did some research this weekend on the Michael Savage situation on NPR and a bunch of other mainline radio, and they're on there and in news articles defending Michael Savage banned from traveling to Europe for criticizing open borders. And by the way, it's not just England. That's a EU regulation that the Home Secretary, Jackie Smith's following. And I sat there last night with my wife at like midnight. She couldn't believe it, watching. I say watching because it's all up on YouTube, audio put to video of radio show after radio show, national NPR, you name it, saying, yes, ban his free speech, it's good. And then I heard Savage on national NPR with them defending him losing his free speech, and then Savage just hung up on him, the interview. And again, I don't like Michael Savage in many respects. On a lot of things, he says Ritalin and Prozac's making the kids go psychopathic and kill people. On about 80% of things, it's carbon copy. And I can't say he copied me or I copied him. He's been on the air syndicated for 10 years, and so have I. We've both been on the air 14 years. So the issue is we're on the same page on so many issues, but I don't think leftists should be put in forced labor camps if they disagree with war. And I criticized him then when he said that. But now they're saying, don't let him have free speech. I'm criticizing them. But to see the left in this country openly, the majority of them saying, get rid of free speech, and these are high-powered Democrats introducing the Cyberbullying Act. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, we need a drum roll for this. Drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen. I've got to point out that this is serious and not just throw it out there. Bill in Congress would ban gun ownership at will. Infowars.com, Kurt Nimmo. Ladies and gentlemen, May 13th. That's right. It took us 2-3 days to find out about this. Thanks to listeners sent it to Kurt Nimmo at Infowars.com, so we got it out. Representative Carolyn McCarthy introduced the No Fly, No Buy Act, H.R. 2401. A bill that would merge the TSA's no-fly list with the National Instant Criminal Background Check, that point-of-sale system determining eligibility. Now remember, you're not arrested, you're not indicted, you don't know where this came from, and then now they're saying a no-buy list, a no-sell list, a no-travel list. This is the global system. This is what Europe already has. This thing with Michael Savage or myself being arrested or David Icke being arrested when we go to Canada, You know, this whole thing of peace activists not being able to get on planes, you've heard about Green Party people not being able to fly. All of this is the global model. And everybody keeps talking about the global currency. What will it look like? It's going to be your thumbprint and your face print. The UN, it's all under treaty. That's why they're phasing out cash. That's how they'll go to the new world currency instantly when they want to, because that's why your kids are thumb scanning to get their school lunches. All of this ties together. This is the secret list. And your ID card says you're out of favor. You don't travel. You don't get a job. It's all under Patriot Act compliance. So we've got the bill that we wrote about at Infowars.com a week and a half ago that Chuck Baldwin wrote about last week in his article. It's getting serious now. That gave a nice boil down of a bigger picture. And they've introduced H.R. 2159, denying firearms and explosives to terrorists. Dangerous Terrorist Act. And it says the same thing. We'll secretly put anybody and everybody in intelligence files by the tens of millions. And you're not going to have, and it's already happening. Veterans and others, we already told you 10 years ago that veterans were being barred from buying firearms with not even a misdemeanor conviction. It's happening. This isn't a game. And then on top of that, they've now released footage of the AmeriCorps chanting and marching in red uniforms trimmed with black. It is so fascist. It's so over the top. Ladies and gentlemen, everything is off the charts. Let's go to presidential candidate 2008, Chuck Baldwin, pastor, author, researcher, talk show host. Chuck Baldwin, things are getting wild. You're right when you say it's getting very serious now.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Alex, for letting me come on your show. When I wrote that, I felt that I had to get the message out to the people that are reading my columns to help them understand, as you have been trying to do for all these years, on how things really are getting serious out there, hence the title of my column. And I pointed out some of the very things that you just mentioned here at the opening of your program.
Start breaking it down. I mean, there's 3 bills that will allow them without an indictment, without arrest. I mean, that's the heart of tyranny. 3 bills to just allow bureaucrats at will secretly to take your rights, and then you can't find out how you got on there or even challenge it.
Right. Well, the bill that I specifically mentioned in my column was Peter King's bill, H.R. 2159, the Denying Firearms and Explosives to Dangerous Terrorist Act of 2009, which basically permits the Attorney General on his signature to deny transfer of a firearm to anyone that he deems to be, quote, a dangerous terrorist, close quote. Now, this is someone that is identified solely on the basis of his opinion. There's no arrest. There is no act that the person has committed. There's no charge, no sentence, no trial, no anything. It's just that the Attorney General says, I believe this person is a dangerous terrorist, therefore they are not able to buy a firearm.
Or his designates, this is divine right of kings.
Correct. That's correct, or his designates, exactly right. So this is, as you say, fascism. I mean, people don't like to use that word, but the fact of the matter is this is exactly the definition. Whenever you can arbitrarily, without warrant, without cause, can deny basic rights to the citizenry, you have crossed the Rubicon, and now that you are in a country that is fascist in nature.
It's unbelievable. We all have a blind spot, Pastor Baldwin, but I have one too. I mean, I consciously, intellectually look at this, and then it hits me emotionally, and I'm not even having the response I should. We've been so marinated in tyranny. This is all off the charts.
Absolutely off the charts. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. There are people that are beginning to wake up, fortunately, to things that are happening in this regard, and I just pray that more people awaken quickly.
Pastor Baldwin, stay with us. We'll come back and talk about your website and what you're doing in the Constitution Party these days and where all of this goes. And, boy, I wish we had Ron Paul, don't you, folks, as president, but instead we've got a total piece of trash.
heart disease is on the rise. Clogged arteries, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol levels may not be fully detected by you, but the symptoms are there. Loss of energy, blood sugar spikes and drops, poor circulation, and irregular heartbeat are just a few of these that can alert you that something is wrong. Hear how Heart and Body Extract is making a difference in thousands of people's lives across America.
My blood pressure has normalized. My diabetes has totally improved.
Everyone is telling me now how much healthier I look, and I'm telling everyone how much healthier I feel. I recommend Heart and Body Extract to everyone.
Anybody over 40 in the North American continent should be using this product as a preventative to keep their cardiovascular system healthy.
Order your 2-month supply today by calling 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. Or order online, hbextract.com.